Hello everyone, this is Sachin Sirohi. In this video, I will discuss about the data scientist projects, HR analytics using Python. So today topic is very important. Those are belonging to the HR industry or those are want to become the data scientist. So it is a project basically based on HR analytics, employee attrition and performance. Like in this project, we want to analyze what is the reason of the attrition, or you can say that the resignations, why the numbers of people resign, and what is the actual performance of the employee. So like we will try to analyze visually the trend in how and why the quitting their job because of monthly income level or distance from the home, performance rating, so etc. So in this project, I have used lots of library like NumPy, Panda, Seaborn, NumPy for the numerical, Pandas for load the data, Seaborn for the data visualization, warning for some alerts, and OS for the operating systems, OS for operating system you can see, and the Matplotlib for the data visualization. So firstly to write all this library here, and after that like warning dot filter warning to ignore, never print the matching warning. Like if any warning shows, so you can ignore them. And pd.read csv, I have loaded data sets here, this in Jupyter notebook or the Anaconda, which you can easily fetch out the data from this one. So whenever we load this data, so you can see I have loaded this data. So we have the number of employee data like age, attrition, business level, daily rate, department, distance from home, education, education field, employee count, and employee number, relationship satisfaction, standard hours, and stock option level, and total working year, training time last year, working life balance year at company. So basically, these are the information of the employee. So behalf of this employee, we want to monitor and we want to analyze the attrition rate and the performance of the employee. So now if someone want to become the data scientist and have a sufficient knowledge regarding the Python and the basic library like NumPy, Panda and the Matplotlib and some other library, so should have to ready at least one project which is based on a real world problem. So in this topic, my main intention to cover all the challenges, all the problems in the employee database. So when we load the database successfully, then I have ready a subplot like something 10 by 10. So I plotting the figure size and splitting into the 10 by 10 4 axis. So 2 by 2 matrix basically the 4 axis it is a size. And now the subtitle of the PLT, and it is a Seaborn function like this plot, and it is a column of the age, and the axis of the age plot listed is 0 0. Then again set the title, and again the total working hour. So actually I'm just setting all the information, all the column information like total working hours and the years at company and the years in current role and the distribution. So to fetch out the column one by one into this data and further to visualize into the matrix. So this actually I have ready four matrix. So first one is a age. So you can see the age like this manner. the axis is 0 0, so it is a 0 0. So 0 0 you can consider as a matrix like 0 0. And the age, so I show here the age, like the age density. So like how many people's like age, so most of the people's like working in the organization like 20 to 50 and the till 60, but the main ratio is 25 to 40. Then after that, on the axis 0 1, like 0 and 1, the total working hour. So total working hour of the employee like 0 to 10, and like 10 to 20 is less, 20 to 30, and 30 to 40. So what is the like most of the employee like working like you can consider 5 to 20, 5 to 11 is rate high. So like the, if you want to consider like the particular employee is working from this company like since last 10 years and the 15 years, so many. So these are the column which I have already. So before starting this project, the student should be capable to understand the NumPy, Panda, Matplotlib, Seaborn, statistics part, and some machine learning part, and should have some basic knowledge regarding the charts, like what is a like a column chart, pie chart, and the Matplotlib and the seaborne related charts. So these are the things. So again, I'm just using the dist plot, and the dist plot basically again a seaborne. So it is a functionality of the seaborne to visualize your data. So you can consider the working hours, age, and the years at company. So the distribution of the years at company, like the 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and 30 to this one. And you can also different like visualize years in current role. So like if you can consider, so the years in current role, so the years in current role, like I'm fetching out this data like this one, 4 7. So how many years the particular employee expand on the particular projects. So now from the plot we find the majority of the employee are the age group 35 to 40 years and have a total experience around 8 to 10 years. They have typically spent around 2 to 4 years at the current organization and have spent 2 to 3 years in the current role they are in. So now again I have loaded a column. Column name is attrition. Attrition means the like you can say that the resignation. So the count plot basically is a chart of a Seaborn library, and Seaborn library is an advanced library in a Python for the data visualizations for the different charts. We can support it. Now, yes and no. So how many employee, like the particular, the attrition ratio is yes and no. So above plot show the around 250 people have left the organization, like 250. Yes. While the organization has been retained around like 1200. So 1200 people is still working in company, but 250 people left the company. So now why the people left the company? The reason behind this. So we want to find out. Like bar plot. So again, bar plot, I have used the NumPy. Inside the NumPy, I'm just using the median. So you know very well what is a mean, median, mode, variance, and standard deviation, and also some hypothesis testings for the inferential statistics. So with the bar plot, I have supplied the X to attrition That means X, it is a attrition, yes and no. And the monthly income, like someone, like attrition, resigned the company, left the company, like what is our monthly income? So like we have the two type of the employee, like the male and the female, the gender wise. So the male attrition is less, but the female at, like, sorry, male attrition is high, but the female attrition is low. And those are not resign the company is still working. The male data is high, and sorry, female data, so female data is high and the male data is low. So male is like little bit left the company as compared to female. And what the actual male income is high, and again, now those are not quitting the company, so the female income is high. So there is the thing. Now you can think like the male female income is low but still not quitting. So you can analyze the male is uh, attrition is high or the female attrition is high. It depend on you basically. Now the next things, like bar plot for job satisfaction with respect to monthly income from home according to gender. Estimator used is median. From numpy import median. So again, so I want to check out the monthly income according to the attrition. So it is a attrition, yes and no, and the monthly income, but the monthly income we will consider according to the job satisfaction, like the job satisfaction 1, 2, 3, 4. So now those are not like job satisfying the job. So the satisfaction, like how many people say 1, 2, 3, 4. So the it is a HR data basically. Those actually most of the HR want to become the data scientist and want to embed this kind of the things in your existing profile. But the main and major challenge is that not able to embed this kind of a thing. Why? The reason behind this, they are not technical. If someone want to add this kind of a thing into the data, you should have to learn the Python. Like someone thinking like, sir, we can load this data in like BI tool also, and we can visualize. Still you can visualize, I know very well. You can perform the data modeling task and to visualize only. Still I'm just saying doing same thing. But now the next some chart, the picture will be changed. Now the bar plot job satisfaction. Now I want to check out the attrition according to the monthly income the same, but according to marital status. So those are married. So you can say the single is one, single, and the married is this one. Married is also like switch the company, and the divorce is like low, and those are not left the company. So like single and something like divorce are still, and the married is still working. So you can say the married is mostly quitting the company or the left the company. So the main intention in this particular video to know the problem behind the attrition. The HR want to analyze this one. So I ready this project. The problem or the performance of the employee, and the problem is attrition and the performance of the employee, like the growth and something like that. So we can conclude the people with less monthly income around around 3000 unit are likely to leave the organization, then those with better income around 5000. So you can say, so it is also the reason, sir, actually in the previous the income is less and the income is high. You can consider the job satisfaction ratio, the monthly income according to the job satisfaction. So the reason of the salary is also the reason. So those are still working in company, the salary is high. Those are not still working in company, resign them, the salary is low. Monthly income. Now again the monthly income, but actually we want do not like not like to analyze the job satisfaction. We want to analyze according to the marital status. So those are married, the salary is high, but still resign. That attrition is high. So those are like married, so still income is high and the divorce income is high, but the single income is low because there is no expenses, I think. But it's not a thing, not a like a right thing. Actually, I'm just joking. So, like the attrition, the monthly income, and the marital status, you can like perform this kind of the analysis. Now, we can conclude the people less than, obviously the three those people the income less than 3000 are just attrition is high. So leaving the organization, and those better income like around 5000 units is still working. So it is like a, we find the major problem, salary or a monthly income. Now we want to analyze the more, like the box plot chart with the help of, it is a more beneficial example or a mostly used example of the statistics. So the Seaborn, you see the most of the chart basically belonging to the Seaborn library. So box plot X job satisfaction. So I have supply the job satisfaction into the X is a independent, and Y monthly income is a dependent, and the data is the HR, the job level and the palette. So I have palettes the three. So I want to check out all these things. So it's a job satisfaction one, two. So how like someone is satisfied to the job or not? Like one, two, three, four. So I'm saying that the what is your like the monthly income? The particular data like if someone like one, two, three, four, five. So we have some data like the one value is like something. Second is this one. Third is this one. Fourth and the fifth. So it is a monthly income of the according to the, so we can clearly observe the difference of the monthly income across different job level. Like if we have a different kind of the jobs level, the difference in the monthly income is observed by the median value for different job satisfaction level. So these are the box plot chart, and we want to find out the monthly income, or you can say that the monthly income. It's like presented here according to the job satisfaction. So if the job monthly income is high, so what is the job satisfaction? So you can consider the job satisfaction is high when the monthly income is high. So if those people salaries about like 7000, or you can say that the 8000, so job satisfaction is high obviously. But when the salary is above 17500, so still some data are there. So you can, it is a size of the plots by which you can use there. Now violin plot. So violin plot is also the Seaborn plot for the data visualization. So our attrition Actually, I want to check out the attrition year at company and gender wise. So we want to check out. So these are the data. So we want to check out the attrition, yes or no, yes. So the year wise. So those are the mostly yes. So when mostly those are uh, like leave the company or left the company. So start from the 0 and the till to 10. But when the and you can say that, so those employee like working from 0 and to 10, not the iteration rate is not high, or you can say that the year at company. So when the people is about 10 years, so not taking risk. So the most of the employee like quitting the company in your young age. So young age is to challenging accept, like same year I will always accept the changes and to take the risks in my profile. And when the time is expand, so most of the employee not take the risks, not want to update yourself, not want to learn the new things. So that is the reason they do not want to quit or do not want to change your profile. So the data is say, so the iteration is high. So those year at the company like 0 to 10. Now violin plot are similar to box plot, but they have the capability to explain the data better. So it is the same box plot capability, but the distribution of the data is measured by with violin plot. So you can measure the data according to the width. Here we have plotted the number of years spent in organization based on gender. So the middle dash show the median, obviously, and below the median show the interquartile range. We know very well what is the interquartile. Now, joint plot. So joint plot, or you can say that scattered plot. So I have used again. I'm just mostly use the Seaborn uh, chart, because Seaborn chart is most as advanced as compared to Matplotlib for the data visualization. So those students learn the NumPy, Panda, Matplotlib, statistics part, and some machine learning part, should be able to understand all these things which I have described. So the SNS, so it is also the extension or alias name of the Seaborn library. So we know very well. So actually we want to joint out. So joint plot, like we want to visualize the HR age and the monthly income. So HR age, so we want to check out the monthly income according to the age. So the income is depend on the age, or the income is depend on the skill, or both of them. If I'm saying that in most of the people's and most of the employee the age is less but the skill is high, so can get a good salary. But some employee age is high but skill is less, so how can get a good salary? So these are the different. If some employee have a age and also the skills, so obviously can get a good salary. But if your age is high but skill is less, so you are not able to get a good salary. So these are the data, when your age 20 to 30, so the salary is something like that. When the age, like most of the people, the age is 30 to 40, the salary is not high. When the age 40 to 50, salary is not high. So when the age 50 to 60, again, so these are the data saying. So the monthly income arises after 30. The reason is that, like, it will take the time to update yourself, to getting the maturity, the discipline, and the knowledge, and the strategy, administrative skills, way of communications, knowledge of like knowledge of explanation. So lot of the factors. Someone is update yourself, but the data is saying, so below 30, salary is not high, and above 30, the salaries become high. When you become 40, so some people salary is very high, but coincidentally most of the people salary is not high. So they are belonging 30, 40, 50. So most of the people are belonging below 15. So these are the monthly income data is saying. Now scattered plots show the relationship between age and monthly income. So there is any relation between the age and monthly? No, but little bit there. So we can find the linear relationship further. The density plot above show the distribution of age, and density plot in right shows the distribution of monthly income. Like there is any relationship in data or not. So basically, if I'm talking about the like relationship, so we have some mechanism like linear regressions, where linear regression is mostly useful when we have some numeric data, or to find out the data time. If I'm talking about the logistic regression, so logistic regression basically are more suitable when the data are categorical, or like or a boolean, like yes and no, and pass and fail, something like that. And also like the logistic regressions, when we have a multiple like independent variables are there. Now factor plot and facets grid. So HR, actually I have fetch out a particular age group, and PT cut again age particular column with the help of panda. Three values we want to cut, like young, middle, senior. So basically I'm just labeling the age young, middle, senior, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 column. So I want to labeling them to the labels. So age into the three labels, like young, middle, senior. So slicing them with the help of cut function. Now factor plot, like the X attrition. Again, we are finding what is the reason behind of the attrition, monthly income, and the job level, age group, according to the box plot chart. So these are the basically charts. First chart, I am just finding out the senior. You can say the monthly income when the above monthly income. So the attrition, the age group basically, and the middle age group, young and middle, and it is a senior. Basically, we have a three. So you can say that the above factor plot show monthly income play important role retaining the employee in organization. Obviously, if you want to, the some company want to retain your employee, so the monthly income should be there. A reason, it can be observed across job level and different age group. So like monthly income, yes. So when you can consider like young, so it is a, like we are come bifurcate into the yes and no, again yes and no. So it a yes, like iteration rate yes, and iteration rate no. So young iteration rate is not like little bit high, but middle, when you become like when you gain some knowledge, when you gain some experience, and again you are young. So you will not stay a particular company because your skills is very high. If your salary is not not according to your skills, not according to your job profiles, and you're working, definitely the iteration will be high. So the middle age iteration is also not so high, but as compared to young, the iteration rate is high. And if I'm talking about the senior age iteration is low. The reason is that seniority, and the young, the iteration rate is low. But in the middle age, the iteration rate is high as compared to young and the senior. So the some last examples, like I have used the facet grid. So it is a grid also the Seaborn library. So to visualize the HR data column wise according to the job satisfaction, gender wise, like female job satisfaction 1, like female job satisfaction 2, female job satisfaction 3, female job satisfaction 4. And again the male job satisfaction 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are just visualizing. So the job satisfaction according to the monthly income, like 10,000, 20,000. So the job satisfaction is high or low. So when the monthly income and year of the current role, so like the current role in a particular project in a particular company, if the particular current role, yeah, year's current role is high, so the job satisfaction is high or not. So you can say that the job satisfaction ratio is like 3 in this area. So we can understand all these things behalf of the data width. So monthly income, year in current role, like you role a particular you are doing a job in a particular projects, how many years you are working with the projects. So these are the basically a task. Now pair plots. So the data one iteration, age, monthly income, and the distance from home. So now I have set some factors like iteration, resignation, basically age, the age, there is any problem, the age, monthly income, and the distance. So we consider the four factor for the iteration, or the iteration hai, or for example age, monthly income, distance home from home, etc. So we want to check out all these things. Data one kind of the reg dialog kind CAD. So it is a pair plot basically. It is a property of this plot. So the we want to check out the iteration. So the iteration age wise. So the iteration age wise, like yes or no. The iteration is like age wise less, and now you can say the iteration little bit less, and the little bit less yes in a like a blue color, and no in a like a orange color. But iteration is also depend like according to age, no. When your age like about 20 to 25, the iteration little bit high, but not. So there is no some change, like some dependencies, like you can say there's some trend in the data, like iteration depend on the monthly income little bit, like if your monthly income is less, so iteration is high obviously. If the salary is less, if the salary is high, the iteration is not high. Now distance from home, if you're like distance from home like 0 to 20, so the iteration is high. So distance from home, actually we are talking about. So distance from home, like there is any relationship, age, monthly income. So if the distance is like 0 to 20, so the iteration little bit high. So these are the factor of the iterations. So pairwise plot between continuous variables show the relationship between them. For example, observing the relationship between age and monthly income can find with age, monthly income has increased, but देखो, for example, between age, monthly income. So we are finding the relationship between age and the monthly income. There is any relationship between age and the monthly income. So like monthly income depend on the age or not. Second thing, we can find with age like monthly income has increased, but the increase is not similar for both group, like attrition and the retention. Now some last things, like again the same, I have used the same thing but the different chart, like gender wise, hourly rate, daily rate, monthly rate, and the person salary hike. So we can consider the male and the female. So female hourly rate is less, male hourly rate is high. Obviously you can say that because the data is saying, I'm not saying, data is saying, like the male hourly rate is high, the female is hourly rate is low. Now the daily rate, obviously the male is high, and obviously the male is high. The monthly rate, obviously the male is high, the data is saying, I'm not saying. Percent salary hike, percent salary hike, the male is hike, the data is saying, again I'm not saying. So the above plot does not convey much and any relationship between the variable across gender. These show the hourly rate, daily rate, monthly rate, percent salary hike is same for both like female and the male. So this show the hourly rate, daily rate, monthly rate, percentage hike is the same for both male and the female employee. But the like the data is saying, like the most of the females like hourly rate is 100. Now correlation, or you can say correlation we can also use with the heat plot, like the SNS heat map, HR correlation, NO true, line width. So the when the data become large, so the basic chart is not able to visualize the data like line chart, pie chart, histograms. So they are the different role for the different sectors, and or a different columns basically. So the data visualization heat map, HR correlation, annotation true, line width 4. So these are the basically uh, features or the options inside the heat map. So basically we want to find out the correlation, like there is any relationship of the data to correlate each other or not, like the age, daily rate, distance from home, education, employee count is not, employee number, satisfaction, hourly rate, job. So we want to visualize all the column, all the data, like there is any relationship. So I think age is a relationship, yes, with current manager. So age is just trending a relationship, strong relationship. There is a correlation between the data. So the two variables set the highly correlation. What? The value is greater than zero point 0.7, like value is greater than zero point 0.7, like above, like education, distance from home. Obviously if you are skilled, so the salary demanding is high. If you are not skilled, not like taking the kicks in your life, how can you demand more? Like if someone is saying, I'm greedy, I'm not greedy, I'm deserve this. It is the right answer for your question. Like if someone is saying you are greedy, you are expecting more, not greedy. I deserve it. So like distance from home and the daily rate and the age. So those data is greater than 0.7% or greater. So that kind of things is only done by the programming, not by the SQL and the Power BI and some other tool. So that is the main reason and the main advantage of the Python. Some students asking me like why we should have to learn the Python, because we are able to load the data and like something like that to visualize the data simply and to for the data modeling. Still I'm saying that you are not able to find out the correlation between the data. Like this example is a perfect example for those employees like saying like actually I have sufficient knowledge to find out. So the data correlation, data relationship part, they cannot perform. So the education, distance from home. So mainly there are the four factors, but I'm not sure like what is the reason. We want to analyze them. So the continuous variable indicate the year of the company, year the current manager, the year in the current role, and the year with the current manager, monthly income, total working years, age, and total working year, percent salary hike, performance rating the high correlated. So obviously the salary performance is high, daily rate obviously the performance is high. So you can say that the correlation in the red. So those values are greater than 0.8%. So these are the overall projects which I have discussed in this class. I hope it is very beneficial those want to crack your interview or want to change your profile. And still I feel lots of the students just learn the Python and just making some basic things but not able to perform a complete projects. So whenever you give a project, you face a projects. So the company will ask you what kind of the challenges, what kind of the things basically you face in your journey when you learn the Python, what kind of the things you can perform them. So they do not to remember the syntax basically. The main things to understand the logic behind the ideas, how you can find out the problem. So it is a HR data to find out the attrition on a different parameters, and also to find out the data relationship. So I hope in this video I have covered all these things. So thank you very much.